it's Guido coming at you with a tactics talk, and we're going to talk some more medium stuff this time. Me and my 59 Patton, which is a tank I love to hate, man. I like it, but I also don't like it very much. We are here on Himmel's Studzianski Dorf, and top tier in a two-tier battle. We're going to talk about medium places. I had a couple comments as we've gone along talking about mediums, and people saying things like, well, mediums are more difficult for me because I have a hard time knowing where to go. Well, let's start with a map that has a very obvious medium place to go. On Studzianski, which has recently been redone, I guess within the last year or two, something like that, they changed the fight down in the south. Now, I think the south was always the medium area anyway, but this tank you have a couple choices, obviously. You can go south, you can go into the factory, or you can go to the north on the hill. The north hill is an okay-ish medium place. You could also do support of the factory from further away, or if you have a heavy turreted medium, maybe go to the factory depending on tiering and situation. But in general, this map's pretty analog as far as mediums. They go south. They either try to hold back the guys who are pushing, or they do their medium thing and they are the pushers. If you get enough of them into the little ditch down here, you can do some good work. I thought the guard was going to go. I was going to follow him, didn't do that. Tried to get a shot on this guy, miss, and we're kind of stuffed. So take a quick look at the situation. It's just me, the guard, the LTG. The Juto is coming. He's slower. He's a heavy at tier 7. So we've got to watch this area and go, all right, great. Are the enemy mediums and maybe a heavy or two and some lights also tend to come down here, are they going to push into the ditch, and are we going to have to defend the ditch, or can we maybe counterattack the ditch? Let's see what happens here. So fairly analog place for mediums to go. The LTG is a little bit hanging out. All right, there goes one of their mediums, T43, moving into the ditch. That's good to know. And the thing that is the impetus for us to push is actually the Brave Juto. I'm glad I didn't push in here. Might get lit right there, I believe. Yep. I'm glad I didn't push right there because I think I would have got ganged up on by the 1375 and the T43. So discretion is a better part of valor there. I'm going to hope I don't get hit by the TD. He does hit me. That's unfortunate. Put a shot onto the T43. And then this is the counterattack I was talking about. It's one of the reasons you do have to be careful with this ditch. If you're the first ones in and you don't bring enough people, you are vulnerable to a counterattack, and that is a classic medium gameplay idea right there. Went to the medium area. I was a little more careful than I usually am. I'm glad I was, but I at least analyzed that there wasn't enough people kind of pushing. If the guard would have pushed in, I probably would have followed immediately. But be honest, I don't think we'd have baited the T43 to come in there if they'd have seen us all pile in. So it is interesting, the ebb and flow on the game. A lot of people are much more careful than I am and would have just posted up and waited. We also don't have a whole lot of power down here, but we're actually in decent shape now. We've got the guard, myself, the Juto. Myself and the Juto lost some hit points. The LTG lost some hit points. LTG is going to flex to the north and do some spotting up there. I got no problem with that. We should be able to push in here. We found, all right, so more medium stuff. We find a 56 TP, and then it's now up to me and the Juto to deal with him. This is more medium gameplay right here. The thing about the mediums is they are going to out-reload the heavies. I wish I'd have just pushed around the corner. I thought for a second that maybe he didn't have the gun depression, so really I should have kept backing around, and I'll get smarter on this next one. So I eat a shot I probably shouldn't have. We're going to out-DPM this guy. We'll put another shot in there, and we'll back out. Well, maybe not out-DPM, but we will out-reload. And with the two of us, we absolutely out-DPM. So I'm hoping the Juto, I thought maybe the 56 TP would shoot, but he wants to come in and get a good shot. And I am, yes, using armor from the Juto. And does a nice job angling. That allows us both to come out. So standard medium gameplay, fellas. We are working together. Now, he's a heavy, obviously, but I'm in here being the guy that's going to reload fast. And if the 56 TP makes his push, then maybe I can do something like that. Tried to track him, didn't work. He shoots again. And now he's hurting, right? So we just gank this tier 8 heavy with a bit of team play. Nice angling by the Juto. And down that guy goes. So I'm looking for a shot on this guy. Unfortunately, I don't quite have the gun elevation to make that happen. Don't want to try that again because I don't have the shot. We'll flow around this way. Things are going well, though. Mobility of the medium, fellas. He's not looking. So I'm just going to come up and over. Fire and back out. Juto takes a hit. I know the M445 has shot. There he goes. He goes down. Nice. And we will flow further into the back. This game is well in hand. Got the Nomad. I think he's probably going to try to shoot me, so let's try to put one on him. He's actually looking at the Juto, so it was not much of a risk to poke out. All right, medium gameplay in the medium or in the mid to late game then is gathering up damage via assist and pushing your gun further into the fight to get more shots. So I'm going to move over here to where I have draw distance on all the heavies, and they are obliging. We got several guys over here. Put a shot into him, very nice. I do struggle a little bit here with some shots. Unfortunately, he shields me front armor. I thought that was actually rear armor. I missed anyway completely or hit something. I am shooting heat. I probably need to not shoot heat because you can see I've got stuff blocking these guys. I knocked it down, whatever it was, so I needed to switch back over to AP. It's the side of the heavy, so who cares? Okay, that's fine. We get a shot on him. Heat into tracked areas like that, armor not hit. So not only did I probably hit the track, but I also, more than likely, the shell was eaten by the track. All right, guard pushes in. I've got some decent hit points. We are missing a Barask. If you notice, we've got light bulbs on everything other than the Artie and the Barask, and I can see where everything is on the board. So I know this Barask is back here. I'm just going to take a chance because maybe I can get some lights on this guy. That's actually fantastic for me. He takes one shot. Someone knocks that down. I take a shot. He's taking both his shots, fellas, so I'm in good shape. He's not going to hit me with 2 shots. I'll see if I can get a ram with him. Nice. And we'll just shoot him after the ram. Again, flowing on to where the hit points are. Always be moving towards those. This guy's down a pit. He's hurting. Get a nice aimed shot right there. I figured I probably wouldn't get 2 shots, so I aimed in a little bit more than I otherwise might, just to make sure that I got the shot. I'm looking for these. Nah, it doesn't look like they're down below. Not going to get those shots. E25 is making a runner. I figure I might have to deal with him. I don't have shots on them. He dies, so I don't have to deal with him. Good. I'm going to come up and over. I figured the Artie's here. I saw the shell go out. Saw a tracer go out from there. So he sees me. Auto aim, fire. He turns on me, blaps me for a good chunk. We'll ram him to death. And like I said, we're just grabbing hit points. I think right here, if I'd have been a little more patient, I would have actually been able to shoot this guy. So I sort of force a shot and I hit a dead Hulk. Yeah, definitely. If I'd have aimed in, I probably would have had a few more hit points of damage. Maybe even the kill, depending on when I hit him. 5 kills, 3,452, 139 assists. Didn't get as much assists as I would have liked right there. The guard had a great game. He was more damage, 3,800, I think, as well. But so an example of positioning for a medium, there are some maps like this one that have very good, I will say, good and clear, I suppose, are both good ways to say it, places for mediums to go. So it's the more open, flowing spaces. You can easily send heavies down there, but generally you want a few of them up in the factory. So it'll depend on your tiering and the matchmaking and what your team is and where you exist on all of that. But in general, on this map, it's pretty clear, for mediums at least, that down somewhere in the south is the place you need to be. It also allows you with your speed to flex back to the north if the factory or the north part falls and you need to fall back and help your team. You can do that if you're not too highly engaged down in the south. So I wanted to throw that out, guys. There's a few other maps like this one. We'll maybe cover them as we go, where it's more clear that it's a medium area. Other maps, maybe not so much. But there you go. Wanted to cover that for you guys. That is all I've got. Have a great one. We will see you.